Litshilo igwijo kunjalo nje lisazawutsho kuba kaloku sifikile Ekhaya Jikelele. Sifika kaloku kumagumbi ethu osasazo apha eAuckland Park SABC. Kanti ke sahlabela mgama novimba wethu sikwiyure yokugqibela.
Nazi imbukeli hamba phambili kuleli hora. Kulindeleke ukuthi liqale phansi icala lokubulawa kaSenzo May wanamhlanje njengoba selizophathwa ngumehluleli omusha.
120 commitments, we are at 70% of those commitments. Word for word what we did. Yes, we do have challenges, major challenges.
Unobhala Jikelele we-ANC ufikile mbalula uthi umbutho olawulayo ukwazile ukuzalekisa ezinye zezithembiso owazenzayo kumqulo wezithembiso phambi konyulo lukazwelonke lonyaka ka-2019.
Say the best Afro Soul artist ka 2023. Ubukele Ekhaya Jikelele. Apha khona ufumana khona Iindaba zokuqala, the best music, the best entertainment. Hlala ungayindawo.
Umbutho olawulayo ANC uzingomba isifuba ngelithi kuninzi ekwenzekileyo ngokuqulathwe kumqulu wezithembiso wolonyulo luka-2019 okukudizwe ngunobhala Jikelele we-ANC ufikile mbalula kwinkomfano yonondaba eGoli.
Esikhathini lapho iningizimu Afrika ibhekene khona nezinselelo ezifana nekwenyuka kwentengo yokudla kanjalo nokwanda kwesibalo sabantu abangasebenzi, unobhala Jikelele we-ANC ukholelwa ukuthi izethembiso ezenziwa inhlangano ngesikhathi kubhekwe ukhethweni luka 2019 eziningi zazo bakwazile ukuyigcina.
120 commitments, we are at 70% of those commitments. Word for word what we did. Yes, we do have challenges, major challenges.
Umbalula uphawulile nangeyinqumo ezimbili ezikhishwe inkantolo yomthethosisekelo odabeni oluvune isinqumo sikaMengameli wezwe uCyril Ramaphosa ngokumisa kwakhe esikhundleni umvikeli womphakathi uadvocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Kanjalo nangesinqumo esihlonze ukuthi wayengumengameli uJacob Zuma kuzofanele abuyele ngaphakathi ejele ukuyoqedela isigwebo sakhe secala.
The fact that she's still standing, she has just been proven beyond reasonable doubt as a delinquent of law. We empathize with President Zuma, and no one wants to see anyone at the age of 80 going to jail. But in this instance, the law is the law.
Udaba lwenkinga yogesi nalo aluzange lusale ngaphandle esithangamini sanamhlanje.
With the evidence we have on work being done, we are confident that by end December 2023, South Africa has a greater chance of ending load shedding.
Udabeni lwezivumelwano ezithile namazwe omhlaba, isigungu esiphezulu se-ANC sifuna uhulumeni wakuleli uzicubungile kabusha ezinye zazo, ikakhulukazi lezo ezingalisiza ingalutho izwe laseningizimu Afrika.
Icala lokubulawa kaSenzo May walizoqhubeka namhlanje enkantolo ephakeme yasePitoli lokuza emva kokuthi ijaji elisha lizothatha izintambo njengoba egula uchief wamawumela. Kusenjalo ke mbukeli basebahlana baboshelwe ukudlula emhlabeni kaMayiwa owadutshulwa washona ngonyaka u2014 eFosloras eGoli. Leli cala kulindeleke ukuba liqale kabusha kanti nephini lejaji lengamele eGauteng uAubrey Ledwaba ubike ukuthi ijaji mawumela akekho esimweni esihle sempilo. uLedwaba ke uthembisa ukuthi yonke into izoqhubeka ngendlela. Kusenjalo umengameli uCyril Ramaphosa umise umawumela kanye nejaji noMonde Mgqibisa Thusi njengoba besolwa ngokuthi babambezela ekuthatheni inqumo eziningi leli cala. Kanti ke inkantolo kulindeleke ukuthi imemezele kusasa ukuthi ithini inqubekela phambili.
Umongameli waseZimbabwe uEmmerson Mnangagwa ulumkise amazwe asentshona ukuba angangeneleli kunyulo lukazwelonke oluzayo kwinyanga ezayo.
Lolu khetho selihlonzwe njengokhetho oluzoba nombango oshubile eZimbabwe solokwaphuma owayengumengameli uRobert Mugabe esikhundleni. Kanti umholi weZanu-PF Mnangagwa useyayizwa incindezi. Usebenzise lo mcimbi ukuze athumele isexwayiso emazweni asentshonalanga ngaphambi kokhetho likazwelonke oluzobanjwa ngoNcwaba.
We will not, as the people of Zimbabwe, we will not allow the Western countries to dictate to us. We don't dictate to them.
Iningi lezakhamuzi zaseZimbabwe selakhetha ukufulathela leliya lizwe ngenxa yezingqinamba zomnotho kanye nezingqinamba zezombusazwe.
This interference from outside is unacceptable. We as a sovereign state and a member of the United Nations, we have a sovereign right to run our elections uninterfered. Those countries who want to observe must restrict themselves to the role of observing our elections, not to interfere in that process.
Wonke amehlo azobethe njo eZimbabwe njengoba lelizwe kuzomela likhethe umholi walo ozoletha uguquko kuleminyaka emihlanu ezayo.
Ukusilela kwamanzi neziseko zophuhliso ezingekho mgangathweni yeminye yemibhodamo ebalulwe luluntu lwakumasipala waseMngeni. Urhulumente kwiphondo laKwaZulu-Natal ubambe imbizo yokugqithiswa kwenkonzo kule ngingqi.
Lenkundla yezemidlalo engaphansi kokamasipala uMngeni ibibangwa nohulumeni wesifundazwe ukuze akwazi ukusingatha imbizo yokuletha izidingo nqangi zomphakathi. Ngakolunye uhlangothi umasipala waseMngeni uthe lenkundla yezemidlalo ibibekiselwe ukuthi izosingatha ezemidlalo futhi lokhu kwenzeke ngaphambi kokuthi uhulumeni abekise. Ngemuva kwesonto kubangwa le ndawo uhulumeni wesifundazwe ugcine kwazile ukubamba imbizo ezobhekana nezinkinga zokuhlinzeka kwezidingo nqangi. Amalungu omphakathi aphakamise izikhali eziningi ngokuhlinzeka kwezidingo nqangi.
Usanda ngena ugesi, amanzi sisabanga amanzi nenkomo. Umlungu mayifaka inkomo zakhe amanzi ayakhatheka singabi nawo.
Asinama rent. Imigaqo yethu ayinama rent. Lanokuthi izindlu sazakhela uhulumeni zikrekhile sihlala kuzona imixhaso sihlala kuyona.
Undunankulu waKwaZulu-Natal unkosikazi Nomusa Dube Ncube uthe usemkhulu umsebenzi okumele wenziwe uhulumeni ukuthuthukisa izimpilo zezakhamizi.
Mayelana nokuthi ugesi why ungekho kule ndawo kuzofanele ukuthi silandelele ke njengohulumeni wesifundazwe ngoba zikhona imali ezinikezwa omasipala ezingama grants kune Municipal Infrastructure Grant kune Municipal Energy Supply Grant okuyizimali ezilungiselele ukuthi omasipala balethe ugesi emphakathini.
Khona manjalo umasipala waseMngeni usamile kwelokuthi le ndawo ayizange ibhukhwe ngesikhathi nguhulumeni wesifundazwe. Uhulumeni wesifundazwe ukuphikisile lokhu. Usola umasipala ngokuzama ukuvimba lo mcimbi ukuthi ungenzeki. Ngingononhlakanipho Magwaza ezindabeni ze-SABC eMpophomeni.
Abanye abasebenzi kwisebe lezobulungisa eVelcom kwiphondo laseFreystata bapenelele kwi-CCMA kwinzame zokuba kuguqulwe isigqibo sokugxotha kwabo emsebenzini. Bathi bagxothwe emva kokuba bedize ulawulo olugwenxa norhwaphilizo oluqhubeka ngaphakathi kwelisebe. Kungokunje elibhunga lifumanise ukuba iinkqubo ezilandelweyo egxotheni kwabo azinasihlahla kwaye kuyalelwe ukuba babuyiselwe emsebenzini.
Abasebenzi kwisebe lezobulungisa balwela ukufumana amaqithiqithi abo, abanye bagxothwa kwiminyaka emihlanu egqithileyo kwaye balahlekelwe zimali zabo zomhlala phantsi kungokunje bafuna kwenziwe ubulungisa.
The Department of Justice is not following any proper or any legal procedures. They don't reinstate as per the awards.
Onogada baspozo kwakwelisebe bathi badlelwe indlala bathyola ngelithi baphathwa ngendlela engafanelekanga yinkampani entsha eyathabathela kuyo inkqubo yokusebenza bambi basebenze iminyaka engaphaya kwelishumi bengafumani maqithiqithi.
Asibhatalwa xa ugula ingxaki yakho leyo awufumani imali naxa uye kuma-maternity leave inzima imali ukuba mayize kuwe asinalifu futhi
Uthi bafika basixelela ukuba maninzi amanina kule nkampani kunamadoda kwaye bathi siza kudendwa, baye bathi abafuna ukuziyekela emsebenzini bangayeka. Saye salinda sifuna ukubona ukuba baza kuthatha esiphi isigqibo, ekugqibeleni baphele besigxotha. Kungoku nje inehawu ithi isebenza nzima ukuqinisekisa ukuba ayahlonitshwa amalungelo abasebenzi.
Not going to rest up until such time our members are reinstated. We are going to ensure that the rights of our members are protected.
Isebe lezobulungisa belingekafumaneki ukuba liphefumle ngalomba.
Amalungu wekwayala iBukamuso Arts Institute agaleleke ekhayeni lawo esamkelwa ngemfudumalo.
Bekuxhelexukwana kungqishwa kuqhwatywa xa bekugaleleka ikwayala ethe yabeka uMzantsi Afrika ezinkwenkwezini ngokuphumelela kuqobiswano belubanjelwe eKorea lweWorld Choir Games. Le kwayala iBukamuso ibikumacandelo amathathu ze yacholoza yachikila ngokuthatshela ngeentshinga zegolide kuwo onke. Bathe ukuze bagqame batshintsha isingqi nesandi abasiqhelileyo.
It was very difficult to actually shift them from their traditional way of singing to something that will be closer to what is expected where we were going. But it has been a beautiful journey.
Administratively, it has been a lot, but through the President Dirompani, who always wanted for us to achieve this goal, it was not seamless, but yeah, we achieved, and I'm happy.
Besekelwe emabopane eliqumrhu lekwayala lisebenzisana neqonga lesini ukuphuhlisa uluntu ngobugcisa bomculo.
We are proud of these kids that they have represented us well.
Ngokuba bethe bagqwesa bayokuthi qakatha kwiqonga laphesheya kwelwandle bathi kufike ilixa lokuthunga izizwe ngezizwe ngomtyilo zakwabo.
From here we want to have an album which will be of gospel and choral.
And I think Bukamuso Arts Institute have long shown themselves to be a fantastic group who are one of the best in choral music in the world.
Umqhamsholo woqobiswano olulandelayo ulindeleke ukubanjelwa eAuckland eNew Zealand kunyaka ozayo.
Kusekwe iqela elitsha lezopolitiko kweli kwinyanga nje ezimbalwa phambi konyulo lukazwelonke nolwamaphondo. Kulo nyaka uzayo i-Alliance of Citizens for Change, i-ACC ngamafuphi, iphehlelelwe eMitchells ePlain kwi-Cape Flats ngosakuba ngusomlomo wendlu yowiso-mthetho yaseNtshona Koloni uMasizole Mnqasela.
Umnumzana Mnqasela belilungu eliphezulu le-Democratic Alliance iminyaka engama-20 usebenze kwizikhundla ezininzi zeqela nakurhulumente kuquka kuba nguceba ilungu lepalamente ebesanda kuba ngusomlomo wendlu yowiso-mthetho. Ubudlelwane neqela buqhawuke emva kokubekwa ityala lokuziphatha gwenxa lisusela kwizityholo zehambo engekho mthethweni namabango amaqithiqithi yokuzonwabisa. Uthi iqela i-ACC lijolise ekubisaneni nemingeni yelizwe equka urhwaphilizo, intswelangqesho nobundlobongela.
In 2012 we addressed this problem that we need to do things differently. When I was there in the DA, and I'm on record there, others who started some things now, they were never able to agree with us, but now they want to speak. I'm a leader who spoke in there. I was almost expelled.
Uthi ukwehla kwamanani abantu abaya kuvota luphawu lubonakalisa ukuba abemipeli basibona bengaxatyiswanga ngamaqela ezopolitiko.
The 7 core values about accountability, about constitutional democracy, and of course we talk about fairness, we talk about all of those things.
Iqela liphehlelelwe eRocklands Civic Centre ityebe ngembali apho kwasekwa khona United Democratic Front kwiminyaka engama-40 eyadlulayo. I-ACC ithi iza kufumaneka kuzo zonke ingingqizeli ikwathi iza kuzifumana nakanjani izihlalo epalamente emva konyulo.
Mbukeli njengamanje ke sekuyisikhathi ukuthi siqunga sayitelo kodwa ngaphambi ke ukuthi sithi qu8 lo mbukela uthi nje ngixoxela ukuthi mangabe sibuya sokuphatheleni sobe sixoxisana noGumbi uGumbi ke sobe sixoxisana naye mayelana nokuthi ke phela iBafana Bafana ibetheke noma ishaye iMalawi kodwa ke futhi ke phela iphumelelanga iKhosafa ngoba sibonile ukuthi ibambisana neMalawi ukuze kubonakale ukuthi ubani osezophuma unumber 3 enomboleni ke yesithathu yenze kahle ke ishaye iMalawi ngoba phela ke at least ke isi unumber 3 ke iBafana Bafana so sobe sixoxisana nje noGumbi olapha kuimpempe.com ngalolo daba kanjalo futhi noMadlongothi uzobe naso isivakashi esobe sikhona lapha e-studio xoxisana naso esiunobuhle esishaya into ze-modeling uMiss Culture ngakho ke mbukele awufisi ukuthi ke uphuthele kanjalo ngokuhamba kohlelo futhi sikhona futhi isivakashi esobe sixoxisana nangohlelo lweZoom sesikhuluma nje ngeyinqinamba eyibhekene nabantu abaphila kumphakathi we-LGBTQI+ ikakhulukazi ke mangabe bebamba iqhaza emqhudelaneni kwezemidlalo asiquke mbukeli eyitolo ungaphuthelwa konke lokho engikubalayo kukhona mangabe sibuya ekhefini.
Enkosi ngokuhlala nathi nisasibukele kaloku apha ekhaya Jikelele kwinkqubo ndaba yakho eTshotshentla uDTT apha kwiziko lethu losasazo ngalamhlanje siyesandwendwela ke kumsunguli wokhuphiswano lonobuhle uMiss Culture International ukhona ke apha kumagumbi ethu osasazo uMaynard Shizavare masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni ekhaya Jikelele.
Thank you. How are you?
Ndiyaphila Nkosi njani wena?
Right wena.
Ndiyaphila nam. Siyeva apha into yokumana ungumsunguli weMiss Culture International. Khawusixolele banzi because sidla ngobona mos oMiss Indoni, oMiss SA, oMrs SA. So eyakho yohluke njani kwezi pageants sizaziyo?
Okay, so Leana, it's different in a sense that we focus mainly on culture and we diversify into international on an international platform. So the main difference with it, we discovered that most of the countries they do cultural pageants, but there was no international platform where different countries can come together and perform. There was Miss World, but at Miss World you figure out that they don't do anything much in the culture part. So that's when we came up with an idea of saying, okay, we need to showcase, especially Africa. We want to showcase different cultures that are in Africa, and also it's a way of, we wanted also to remind people about cultures, because most of the people these days they've run away from our original cultural backgrounds throughout the world. People have only adapted a certain way of living which does not talk a lot about where they come from, what cultural food which was being eaten back then and stuff. So Miss Culture International brings all those things, all aspects of culture together.
Wow, very interesting. And ndiyayithanda lento yokutsho ukuthi as nikwi international as Nikwi International niyakwazi ubazisa bonke, and I'm thinking here because cultures are different and you are diversifying all these cultures and uyabalisa into yokubana kubalekile into ye-identity because we have lost our ways as Africans. We are looking at young people abangenayo ezi pageants. Bayifumana njani yonke lento ye-culture because we are in the modern century? Why do you think it's important that they remain rooted in their culture now that we are in the modern society?
So, you see, there is a lot of, culture brings a lot of aspects. The respect that we should have for elders is that we should do. So, the reason why we want to showcase different cultures is also to show how beautiful they are. In this modern world where people think that these things is for only abantu bakudala, old people and stuff. So we try by all means to say, okay, look, culture is not, when people hear about culture, they think it's old stuff. I see these days, if you check cultural clothing, there are a lot of quality clothes that you can find which are cultural and all that stuff. So that's why we are trying by all means to make sure that young people know about their identity, where they're from, make sure that the cultural sites also, that's the other part that we look at, cultural sites, they need to be preserved. So we want to advocate on that as well, so that whenever we crown our queens, there are other cultural sites that are being neglected and stuff like that. We need them to go in these places and make sure that we don't lose that heritage stuff. Cultural stuff, yeah.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. So ndiyaqonda ubana nisebenza namanye amazwe, not just iAfrica. So I mean, as umsunguli, zintoni mhlambe enizijongayo, because kuzawufika mhlambe different tribes, kuze mhlambe base South Africa, kuze amaXhosa, amaZulu, abayisuthu, sijonge naseZimbabwe aze meshona ebonise ubuhle nobumbejembeje. And I'm sure it's a tough seat, especially for the judges, because I mean African culture is really beautiful. So what is it that you look at, especially that there are different diverse cultures?
Okay, so I want to take you from, let's say, South Africa. When we host Miss Culture South Africa, we get all people from different provinces, different cultures. They showcase their individual cultures, and then it comes up together that the person who is going to represent South Africa must have an element of each and every culture that is in South Africa when he meets with other countries. Because when we have countries like, let's say, Zimbabwe, Netherlands, because right now we are in 35 countries that we are bringing this year to South Africa.
So it's not just limited to the tribe. You need to showcase everything at South Africa.
Everything at South Africa, from the food, because remember they will stay in the boot camp for 7 days. In that boot camp, we will have cooking competition whereby every person brings the tribal food they had, their cultural food. They will cook and they will be judged on that. They will have traditional games they will play, and they will also be judged on that. So there is a lot of cultural activities that happen within those 7 days. They will be in the boot camp where they showcase all their talents from their countries where they come from.
You speak about boot camps where they're going to be doing all different activities, from ukupheka mhlawumbe umuntu apheke isidlo sesesiko lakhe. And I know, I mean, ukudibanisa amagqiyazana in one room, ngeke kungabi na drama, ngeke kungabi na fights, because I mean bonke bapha wonke umuntu. I mean it's a competitive industry, everyone wants to shine. So I mean, how has been the experience, especially for the pageants?
So, you know, whenever people are in a competition, it happens in every place where people compete. You might be coming from one place, but the competition, whenever there's a competition, there's always people who come together and unite, and there are some who cannot gel in. People have got their different characters, actually. But I think in the bootcamp, that's when we try by all means for them to have cultural exchange, whereby we make them to talk about their different backgrounds, their different culture. You know, culture it's different from each and every country that you go to. There are things that when you do them here in South Africa, you probably go to praise them for that. But if you go to other countries, they actually practice strange cultures. But I think on this platform, that's where we try to learn from each other, to understand what exactly their cultures mean. We had issues of, the other time we had an issue of circumcision. Whereby other countries don't do circumcision, other countries do, and other people feel like, no, it must be done in the hospital, and some people feel like it must be done the proper way, the traditional way it should be done, you know, things like that. So in that time when the girls are in the boot camp, these are the things that when we sit down, we discuss, we talk about, and we actually package it for YouTube, for other channels, so that people can, you know, see how they interact, because they also debate about culture and stuff.
Wow, wow. So you also have discussions where you debate and you speak about something very important, cultural exchange. And yes, kukhona ukubukulwana ngobuhlanga wemhlambe you'll find ukuthi hey apha South Africa ilwa neZimbabwe ijongela phansi. Do you think such activities and Miss culture, Miss international culture, they go about into making that difference in our cultures, especially xa uzojonga into yokubana silwe ne-xenophobia? So can we use our culture, can we use platforms like Miss Culture to fight xenophobia?
Yeah, so if you look at it, culture, if you go deep with it, you figure out it talks a lot about where we come from back then. Different provinces where people were staying and stuff. Okay, this is when we're talking only on African side. So culture can actually make us understand that we're actually one. Whether there are people who originate from South Africa who are now in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
There are people from Zimbabwe who are this side. So remember there was a Bantu movement and all that where people moved from one place to another place, people from this place to another place. So in this point whereby we come to do Miss Culture International, when people come together to celebrate, because remember people come from all walks when a contestant comes from Zimbabwe, per se, brings and interacts people that he comes with, and then when they are together in that same space with local people, whatever, we figure out that we just want people. So
ngaphambi kokuba ndiuqhawule nje andikwazi ungabuza lo mbuzo, when is your next pageant kwaye abantu abathi banomdla uba bangenelele bangangenelela njani?
Okay. So the next one for South Africa, we've already auditioned for the local one for South Africa, but if we're still also open for audition for the South Africa, people are still coming in. When they want, they find us on Instagram with Miss Culture, Miss_Culture South SA, or Miss, and then that's how they come in if they're from South Africa. But internationally, there are national directors that they come through. They have to email us at info@misscultureinternational.com or at mchizava@gmail.com. So those are the platforms that you can be found. And also at 0739082949. That's our hotline.
Sawuqinisekisa into yokubana ababukeli bethu sobanikeze zonkcakaca. Thank you so much for joining us, Maynard. I'm going to be one of them. I'm actually going to audition. I think I have what it takes. It's culture, it's confidence. Full package.
Full package.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Mukeli wam lo besincokola naye kaloku nguye uMaynard. Yena ke ongumsunguli kaMiss Culture International. Uba ngaba ulapha ekhaya uyazibona nawe ungenelela olukhuphiswano, qiniseka kaloku into yokubana uqhagamshelana nathi sikunikeze zonke inkcukacha ezithe vetshe. Ngoku masithi qhu evenkileni siyabuya Iindaba.
Siphinde sikamkele mbukeli Ekhaya Jikelele. Sibonga kakhulu ngokuthi usahlanganyele kanye nathi. Njengoba nje kuqhubeka imiqhudelwano eyahlukahlukene yemezemidlalo, mbukeli umbuzo uthi engabe umphakathi we-LGBTQI+ uyanikwa yini ithuba elanele ukubamba iqhaza kwezemidlalo? Ukwenaba-ke kabanzi ngalolu daba njengamanje sixhumana noHlengiwe Buthelezi, uShengo Sokalisa oqhamuka-ke enhlanganweni LGBTQ Recreation. Hlengiwe, sikubingelele sikamkele Ekhaya Jikelele ekuseni. Sibonga kakhulu ngokuthi uhlanganyele kanye nathi.
Ngibingelele nababukeli noxolo ngibongitho.
Njengenhlangano elwela amalungelo e-LGBTQI+ kwezemidlalo, ingabe yiziphi ingqinamba eyibhekana nabantu balomphakathi abafisa ukufeza amaphupho abo njengabadlali?
Njengoba senza nje example kaCaster Semenya, lokho kwenza ukuthi ingqinamba eziba khona bakhishwe ezikimini, meaning ukuthi umuntu noma equalify uthola ukuthi abamselect yena ngoba basuke beqwasa ubulili abayibona, and lokho kumphuca ithuba ke lokuthi naye akwazi ukuthi talent yakhe lapha ngokugijima, and nami ngaleso sport asuke senza. In this way ugcina ke manje engasena income because indlela thina besport sisebenza ngayo i-income yethu ixhomekeke competition ukuthi uwin. So mungaselectiwe, that means bakuncisha ithuba lokho basuke bekwenjisa ukuthi bacwasa ubulili oyibona.
Engabe ke nibona kunesidingo yini sokuba kuphele yini ukuthi abantu bahlukaniswe ngokobulili babo ukuthi isilisa noma isifazane ukugwema nje kuba bomphakathi ke LGBTQS+ bacwaswe?
Kaxoli asivumelani naloko. Kumele ukuthi igender negender ikompete yodwa. Ngisho ukuthi abesifazane bakompete bodwa besilisa bakompete bodwa. Phela kumele sazi ukuthi isexuality
Mbukeli ke hayi ngathi ke sibe nenkinga kancane sathi ke ukunqamukelana ke nesivakashi sethu lesebesixhumana naso ngeZoom kodwa nje mbukeli director bethu sebenza kanzima ukuqinisekisa ukuthi ke siyaphinde siyamthola usisi lo kaButheleze besixoxisana naye mbukeli sixoxisana ngodaba njengoba nje manje sazi ukuthi kunemidlalo yahlukahlukene futhi sekuyisikhathi sokuthi sekubanjwa ke nemiqhudelwano yahlukahlukene kwezemidlalo sibuza ke iqhaza labantu laba abathandana ngobulili obufanayo iLGBTQI+ community ukuthi ngabe yona iphila kahle yini ezweni lezemidlalo ingabe imeleleka kahle yini ngabe ayicwaswani ngokwesinqumo sabo sokuthi bathandana nobani sike salibona ke udaba engizoxoxisana naye ngifuna ukucikica kahle udaba luka Caster Semenya uCaster Semenya ke nyasiyazi ukuthi olwakho udaba ulumayelana nama testosterone levels ukuthi awakha phezulu ingakho ke inhlangano le ithathe lesi sinqumo esithathile kodwa ke siyasicezuke nje ke sithi ukuba seceleni ke sibuke ke manje ke ukuthi laba bantu bomphakathi weLGBTQI+ bona baphila kanjani nje ke kwezemidlalo ngoba sokhumbula ukuthi kakhulukazi eMelika igama ke sengeke ngayibona eningana kukhona lapha okubukwine khona unobuhle kwathi makutholakala unobuhle lo ukuthi ena wayezalwe umuntu wesilisa kodwa ngokwesinqumo sakhe wasewayishintsha ubulili waba umuntu wesifazane sesikhuluma ke indaba zokuba fair ukuthi ngakube lokho kufair yini kulaba ababantu besifazane ngabe mhlawumbe kufuneka kube nemiqhudelwano ezokhandwa ikhando lebona ngokukhethekile noma ngokunjani Shenge asazi noma mhlawumbe usubuyile ocingweni
Ngikhona sorry about that angibhizi ngikhuluma ngedwa bengingaboni senqamukiwe
hayi ayikho inkinga asiqhubekele phambili ke mhlawumbe njengoba nje kuhlukaniswa phakathi kwemiqhudelwano yabesifazane nabesilisa ngokunjalo nabaphila nokukhubazeka kwezemidlalo engabe nina ke nifisa ukuthi labo bomphakathi LGBTQI+ nabo babe nemiqhudelwano yabo bodwa yini kwezemidlalo
Kaxoli akufuna ukuba nemqhudelwano yethe yodwa sifuna ukuba sikompete na wonke umuntu ingako phela sifuna ukuba included ama sports awabe inclusive in diversity so ama federation before ama federation asiqale ngama institution like oSAFA oAFA yaphansi lawo agavinwa iconstitutional country iconstitutional country isho kahle ukuthi wonke umuntu unamalungelo alinganayo so asifuna ukuthi sibe nento yesizimele cha sifuna ukuba included la ngoba kumele siphilisane bakithi remember masisho nangesilungu sithi isport is a unifying factor ehlanganisa umphakathi ngothando manje ngeke ukuthi bese siyahlukanisa sabantu ababodwa umehluko nje kuphela ukuthi ubani uthanda bani lokho akuhlukumeza umuntu futhi
Hlengiwe ingabe ucabanga uthini umbono wakho ke mayilana ngiyambona uCaster ngoba uCaster lapha kukhulunywa ngesiqu sakhe indlela adaleka akayikhandanga yena wadalwa vele ene testosterone level ephezulu mangabe sicezuka ke siphuma kuCaster noma kuCaster Semenya sesingena kulaba bantu ke kulaze eMelika bengixoxela babukela ukuthi ngeke ngabona kakhulu igameko lapha kukhona laba babizwa ngama transgender okuyibona bathatha isinqumo sokuyishintsha ubulili babo basuke umuntu mhlawumbe sithi uzalwe umuntu wesilisa ebese yayishintshe ba umuntu wesifazane kulezo igameke kanjalo ungathi ubona kufair yini wena ukuthi mhlawumbe lo muntu obe umuntu wesilisa ngokuzalwa wase wayishintsha yena zenzo wesifazane abese ngenela mhlawumbe umqhudelwano nabantu abazalwe beyabantu besifazane for example konobuhle kanje like ama beauty pageants
Xoli yabona lokho ngoba phela ukhumbula nawe yahluthi usuke seshintshe completely esebuyele kule gender eyoqala into ami ngithe mina igender negender ayikompete ndawonye owesifazane kwesifazane once waba yisifazane therefore angacompete but thina ke as LBT, this is now lesbian, bisexual and transgender, which is a woman. Ayenzeke phela across the board ingenzeki ngendlela epatriarch. Into esikhalisa lapho ipatriarch ukuthi it looks like abesilisa bayenzelelwa all the times. Because njengoba ukompera yena nokhasa ukhasa udalwe njeni so ngoba wesifazane indaba pho yena yakhe kuze kushintshwe ngisho ama policies ekhandelwe nedwe ukuthi ngoba kumele ayomcwasa yebona ayenzeke without ipatriarchy lento ukuthi sokumanje sekucwasa ngokwegender abesilisa banayo ke leyo nto nje kuma sports across the board nje banayo leyo nto ukuthi wesilisa uyohlezi engaphezulu wesifazane ayiphele leyo nto siyalingana.
Manje hlenge uyiphi indlela ke nibona ukuthi nina kungaxazululeka ngayo lokhu ukucwaswa kwabantu abathandana nobulili obufana nobabo kula kwezemidlalo?
Ama-institutions wonke from go-SAFA, ASA, wonke ndawo wonke ama-sporting codes awashaye umthetho from i-constitution yale country itshele ama-federations wawo ukuthi awenze amapolisi avumayo ukuthi we need to be included. Asizange ukuthi sicela nabo sizokwakha ixhokovane eceleni khaya. Ifuna ukuba included. Let me make an example myself. I'm a former athlete, champion of this country. Akusho ukuthi uAsa kumele bese senzela i-federation eseceleni ama-Africans cha. Sifuna nathi ube included. Phela singacwaswa ngenxa yobulili bethu nanga njengalento embi eyenzeke kuKhasasimeni. Yayibona? Kodwa also kulama federation alama institution ake kushintshe lento le yokuthi kube ne-women representation ikona. Let's talk about SAFA. Basafuna noJohn Dojani kwiSAFA sebadala ngathi Ria kumele ngabe bayaphatha nabo because baya understand wonke ke iSAFA was an example because iSAFA yona engiphatha kabi kakhulu. Look at i-play between ibanyana ne play between ibafana ngithinta kahle kuba kuyibanyana because within ibanyana there's distinctly LGBTQI players labo basacwaselani ngokwe-gender qala before we even go ku-sexuality. Akushintshe lama federation ama institution ayeke ipatriarchy azi ukuthi i-constitution of this country is allowing everyone equally. And also ku-leadership yawo wonke abesifazane nabo abafakwe bephathwe including abe-LGBTQI because you cannot preach to the repentant. Also you cannot ulike into ongayazi oyicabangelayo. Sifuna i-representation in everywhere equally.
Njengoba sazi ke hlenge ukuthi nabesifazane nabo basacwaseka kwezemidlalo njengoba sisho nje sikhuluma ngodaba lwebanyana ngabe yini ke yenze ababulili obufanayo ukuthi bacwaseke kakhulu bona ukudla wonke umuntu?
Ukubuka kwami Tholi ilento le ekuthatheka kancane kodwa ke eqala kuphi eqala emakhaya la sizalwa khona nasekuhlaleni nje ngoba basebenzisa i-religion ukuthi ngokwesonto ngokwenkolo kuyidimoni ukwenza kanjena noma ngokweculture akukwamukelekile more like if Africa it's an African ukuthi kube gay or mawumZulu mawumXhosa mawumSuthu leyo nto ayikho esikweni iqala kanjalo ke leyo nto so ayifanele iphele la kuqala khona because umuntu uzathi noma eseyolida esefika lapha kwiSAFA eze naleyo mentality and that is wrong. Usho kahle nawe ukuthi uzalwe udalwe unjalo the same God naye lo amdalile indaba manje kumele bacwasa but I think laba basuke be threatened nje because if you look at indaba kaKhasa they were very threatened ukuthi uKhasa would have been the first person to have broken world record close to the speed esenziwa obviously. So we threat vele darling wherever we go we excel fanele cache lokho.
All right ke Hlengiwe sibonga kakhulu ke sisi ngesikhathi sakho namhlanje sikufisele nje usuku oluhle.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Hake umbukeli lo bekuhle ngebuthelezi besixoxisana naye la ekhaya Jikelele. Kanti mangithi ngiyalibuka iwashi lapha hawu isikhathi esidliwe yinja sesifike kupheni kohlelo lethu ke ebesiphathele lona namhlanje. Kodwa khulekani babukeli phela siyabuya futhi nakusasa ngesikhathi esifanayo la ekhaya Jikelele.
Nakusasa nangalamina sizoyeka simame ngazibini kalokho igqiza lethu lonke umuntu abe nosuku elifana nenhliziyo yakhe sinithanda ngothando luka love.
Msale kahle.